Good afternoon. First of all, apologies for being in the garage. This is just where my whiteboard is currently. I thought I'd present this as a video as to how narrowing the aperture increases your depth of field. If we take a look at our top diagram, we've got our object being imaged. The rays from the top of our object converge past the focal point at some point here. Now, as I said in the previous slide, there's going to be a range of focus where if our sensor or film is bang on this point, absolutely fine. If it's slightly out, it also is fine. So I've just chosen an arbitrary range. Maybe can't see it on there that well, but on the diagram where the rays are that far apart, either side of the convergence. So anywhere within that range, if the rays of an object converge within that range, they will be in acceptable focus. So if I take the rays converging at this limit, this side, extrapolate that back, we have an object which is here, further away from our actual object. If we take the other boundary, rays converging here, that corresponds to an object that is here. And so this would be our depth of field. I should have said earlier, sorry, my aperture is here. I didn't do it symmetrically, but we'll assume that it's symmetric. If I then narrow it by bringing this down, again we have our object being imaged. Its rays converge here, and taking the same distance, as it were, that the rays are apart either side, again, about that much in the diagram, not a very scientific thing to do, I know. But because these rays are coming in at a more acute angle, this range of where the sensor could be, or film be, and it be in acceptable focus, is hence greater than it was before. So then let's work out how far images, where objects can be to be in that range of focus. Take our first limit, and it will correspond to an object all the way out here. Our other limit will correspond to an object about here. As we can see, this depth of field here is greater than this depth of field here, simply because we have narrowed our aperture. Well, thanks very much. Now back to me.